So you want to cut celebrities. This is an aspiration I hear from so many barbers, especially the younger, newer ones. Well, today I'm going to talk about the realness and the reality of cutting celebrities and what it's really like, the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything about it. And if you don't know who I am already, my name is Mark McIver, and this is the SliderCuts Barber Business Podcast, where I talk all things barbering, business, and in between. So you want to cut celebrities. What is it really like? Well, let me tell you the truth. It's not all glitz and glamour. I mean, you may see a picture on Instagram or video on Instagram and it looks great from your favorite celebrity or your favorite barber cutting your favorite celebrity, and it just looks like, yo, that's what I want to do. Now, I'm not saying it's actually a bad thing or it's horrible. No, not that at all. But what I will say is there is a lot more than that picture and that video that you see to cutting celebrities. The reality is they are very, very busy. There's a lot of times where they're calling you last minute and you're maybe having to drop everything you're doing to make it happen. And if you don't do that, then you may lose that person because the way their schedule is, they're looking for barbers or a particular barber that can cater to their needs. So if they need a haircut 1 hour beforehand, and that's either them coming to the barbershop or they want you to come to set or come to their house, that's what they want. And if you can't provide that, then maybe they'll move on to someone else. And it's not because they're being horrible, but it's literally because they're paying to have someone that can work around their schedule. So if you're a barber like myself right now, where I'm fully booked or you're heavily booked up, it's going to be hard, especially when you're moving around all of your clients and then you get to that place, whether it's their house, their hotel, set, or wherever it is, and they're running late. Now, it may not be their fault that they're running late. It could be other things. It could be they were on stage. I'll give you an example. There was one time I was cutting this guy. I'm not going to mention any names of any of the celebrities I'm talking about, but there was one time I was cutting this guy and I come to meet him at his place and I'm waiting there for I can't remember, but I swear it was a couple hours. Now, the reason why it was a couple hours was because he had to go on stage somewhere. And when he got there, long and short of it, he was delayed because he had to do another set because someone else wasn't available or around. So basically he's gone there, he's done his set, and now he has to go do another set. So now he's running late for the appointment because he saw it as, I'm off stage at, let's say, 3 o'clock. Let's say it was a festival and he's off stage at 3 o'clock. So great, I'll be off stage, do some signing, some pictures, so on, be out of there by 4, I'll be back by 5. My haircut appointment's at 5 o'clock. I'm there waiting for him. 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock, and waiting. And I'm getting messages from his PA saying, look, sorry, he's delayed. Sorry, it's going to be another half an hour. Can you wait? Can you wait? Can you wait? Cool. But what about all the other things I've got going on that day? He's done nothing wrong, to be honest. He was delayed. So now I'm delayed for whatever I got going on. Do you know how many times where because I'm cutting a celebrity and they're running late, I'm now delayed for my client that's in the chair or my next appointment. So now I have to keep calling them or get my PA to call them to say, look, I'm going to be 30 minutes late. Oh, sorry, it's going to be 45 minutes late. Oh, sorry, it's going to be an hour. And now what I have to do is compensate that client that I'm running late for. But I don't go back to the celebrity and say, yo, because you were late for me, I have to charge you more and so on, because it just feels a little bit like, it just feels a little bit, for me anyway, I don't feel comfortable doing that. I know there'll be other barbers who will say, do you know what? If you make me late and now I'm having to pay out of my own pocket or lose money out of my own pocket, I know there's barbers out there who will say, listen, I'm charging you that. I'm just not that barber. I just take the hit, and I have just taken the hit. It's hard. I have to kind of be like, okay, cool. I'm going to cut this client. If he's ready when I get there, great. I could be out in 45 minutes. But what about if he's not? So then I have to start moving my schedule around to account for the fact that that client may not be ready when I get there. So I need to give myself an extra half an hour, 45-minute buffer. But if you've already set your prices especially, this is when you start losing out. And this is where people always think that cutting celebrities means you're going to earn more money because they're celebrities. And this is another thing. Just because they're celebrities, it doesn't mean that they want to pay out anything. Or it doesn't mean that they actually have a lot of money. Being a celebrity means you're well known. Maybe you're well celebrated, but that doesn't mean that you have a lot of money. So some people who you will find that you're cutting may want discounts or may pay the price you're asking, but all the extra things like them running late or them not showing up, they may not be paying you. This is not all celebrities. It's just like a blanket statement where I'm just talking about the different celebrities that I've dealt with. Some celebrities are very accommodating. There's one in my head right now I can think of where when it comes time for him to get a haircut, he messages me and says, yo, Slider, can I get a haircut on this day? And I'll be like, oh, what time? He's like, well, what time suits you? I'll work around you. And he's always trying to be accommodating towards me. So I'm not trying to say every celebrity is kind of like, is like this. But what I am saying is that it's not as easy as you think it is, especially when you have a busy schedule. That's when I actually say it's the hardest. For those barbers who have a busy schedule already, that's when it becomes really difficult because of their schedules always moving around. I've had it so many times where it's like, okay, this particular person needs a haircut. Can you be here in that next hour? And I'm like, wow, next hour? Oh, that's difficult. How am I going to do that? So then I'm calling clients and say, look, hey, have you left your house yet? All right. Is it cool if I move you to later on? Is that all right? Yes? Okay, great. Cool. Now what's happening is because I'm going to cut that client, I'm staying later at work. But there's other times where they can't move around. To be very honest, right? In all my years of like cutting clients and cutting hair and celebrities and moving people around, there's only ever been one time when I tried everything with this client. And he just said, I can't do this time. No, I can't do that time. I can't move to then. I can't move to... He just said he can't. So because he couldn't, and I'd moved everybody else in my schedule except for this one person, he just like, look, it's cool. If you can't do it, it's fine, man. I'll just wait till next time. So I compensated him. I can't remember exactly what I gave to him, but I think it was definitely a free haircut, but I think it may have been 2 free haircuts. Or maybe 1 or 2, I can't remember. This is years ago. This is like about 8-9 years ago. And that's actually the only time when I've not been able to move the client around and I had to really just compensate the client because I said, look, he just said, look, it's cool. And I had to cancel him. That's the only time I've ever cancelled a client to go cut another client. Because I'm more so with these celebrities, I'm also like, look, I'll try and make it happen. But if I can't, then I can't. But I'm always managing to make it happen. Now, if you're a busy barber, this is difficult because how do you start moving around all of your clients while you're still cutting clients? And this is why for me it's helpful because I have a PA or at the time an EA. And also I've got a receptionist who work in the shop. So this makes it easier because now I can just speak to the receptionist or my PA and say, look, can you please tell this person to move? Can he move here? Can he move there? Can she move there? Can she move here? Can she come earlier? And so on. So it makes it easier. But if you haven't got that infrastructure, it's a lot more difficult. So I'm not saying that it's bad to cut celebrities. I'm just saying it's hassle. The last minute phone calls, turning up to cut someone's hair and suddenly they can't make it anymore and they're cancelling. And it's like, okay, cool. Do you ask for the money? Do you not? Many of you are going to say, of course you ask for the money. But when you start acting a certain way with some of these people, if your goal and you just really want to cut celebrities, you may break relationships with these people. Some of these celebrities are really unreasonable, where you don't realize that cutting your quote unquote average clients are actually easier because they just understand things. They may miss an appointment and they just pay for it. But some of these celebrities are like, wait, what? I'm paying for that? No, I'm not having that. Because they feel that everybody's trying to take something from them. So then you become someone who's trying to take something from them, even though you're being very reasonable. I've had it in the past where I've had to be like, look, I am not, and this has happened a number of times, where I've told people my price and they've seen it as, nah, he's trying to rob us. I'm not having it. We're not cutting with you. I've had it a few times where I've had to explain to people, look, that's not the case. And sometimes I haven't even had the opportunity to explain to them. So right now they're going around talking about that guy's the thief, that he wants to charge us this just because he's cutting this celebrity. And it's like, no, it's not. It's the price I charge. As to why, especially I always tell people, go to my website and my prices are on my website so that people don't think that I'm actually robbing them. So whether or not you like the price or not, if you're not happy with it, that's fine. But just know that I'm not lying to you. Go onto my website and check out prices and you see that's the price that I charge to everyone. I'll be honest, that has helped me out a lot of times doing that. Because then people have been like, oh, okay. And sometimes they've been like, okay, yeah, I'll cut with you. Because it hasn't even been the thing of sometimes the price for them sometimes, although they may not like the price, but it's been the feeling of you're trying to rob me. And you're not going to rob me just because you think I have money That's not happening. So yeah, it's difficult. It's the last minute haircuts, it's the late night haircuts, it's the early morning haircuts, it's the moving things around, it's the running late because they're running late or they've started their day late. Now everything's running late. And what will always happen is the celebrities, right, majority of times are not booking their haircuts themselves. Or a lot of times they're not. It's the PAs, it's the record companies. And what they'll do is they'll be like, the celebrity getting a haircut at 9 a.m. as example. But they'll tell me to get there at 8 a.m. because they want to make sure that I'm there on time. And when I get there, be like, oh, it's a little bit behind. But that celebrity was never even scheduled in to be there at 8 o'clock. You're just making me come early for no reason because I may get it. There are barbers out there which may run late. So then you have to have those conversations. Say, look, I need to kind of know the time. Don't worry about me. I'm going to be on time. I'm not going to do that to you. But now you just put me out. And now you don't realize that I've got other things to do. So I was supposed to be finishing this haircut at 9 o'clock, but I'm not even starting the haircut till 9 o'clock. And now that celebrity's even running late for that 9 o'clock time. And I'm not starting that celebrity till 9:30, 9:45, 10 p.m. 10 a.m. But I've got clients waiting for me at work, or I'm supposed to be going out with my wife, or I'm supposed to be picking up my children from school or from swimming or taking them somewhere. It's hassle. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't aspire to cut celebrities. I just want you to know what it's really like. Now, if you know this and you got the space, you got the time, you got the patience, do it. But if you don't, then maybe you should really consider whether you want to do it or not. And I'll leave you with this story. Last year, I was cutting this particular celebrity, one of the biggest names in a certain industry within the UK. I started cutting his hair. Great. He's reached out to me. I started cutting his hair. And, it's difficult as it is. He doesn't want to come to the barbershop, which is understandable. During the day when everyone's there, it's understandable. Cool. So it's kind of like, can you come to here, the studio, to office, to here, all these different places, right? And it's just hard because also I'm fully booked. And I'm feeling bad, to be honest, about telling the person, I can't do that time. I'm fully booked. Can we do this time instead? So I'm really trying to make it work with them. And I cut him a few times and I was actually making it work, right? But I also came to a point where I wasn't even charging him the correct price. So I'm coming in on my day off to cut his hair and I'm not even charging him the correct price because I'm trying to make it work for him because by nature, I'm just one of those people. I want to make it work. So I just had to be honest with him and say, look, I can't do this because there are times like, can you come cut me on Sunday? I'm like, sorry, I'm at church, then I'm actually got family time. And I'm feeling guilty about turning him away and saying I can't do it. So I just spoke to him or his manager and I said, look, let's be honest. I just want to be honest. I don't think I'm the person to do his hair. I said, honestly, I think you need to find one of these more younger, hungry, more available barbers because they will be there, to be honest, at your beck and call. I can't do that. I said, look, I'm married. I got 3 children. I'm a busy barber. I run a business. I got all this stuff going on. I just can't actually cater to your lifestyle. Also, in reality, this is the kind of prices which I should be charging. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I think I might have mentioned that as well. But I've done you guys, a few favors, been saying, just saying, I've done you guys, a few things, right? But I can't do this, So I think I cut him maybe a couple times after that. And then I think they just kind of understood. And then he started going to somewhere else or with someone else, which is all good. And I was happy because as a barber, for me, my goal is always to make sure I do the service and do it to the best of my ability. That's my goal. So sometimes I've taken hits, I've taken losses, and I'm not Mr. You've made me late, I'm charging you extra. But if I'm late for someone, I will compensate that person and take the responsibility. So it's hard, especially you got all these different people. And sometimes it's kind of like, I've got multiple celebrities calling me. One person saying, can you give me a haircut today? Another person saying, I need a haircut at the same time. And they're both going to the same event, but they live opposite sides of London to each other. And it's like, geez, it's hard. And to be honest, I've managed to do it, right? Somehow, I don't know how, but I came to realize that from a long time ago, I don't want to really do celebrities like that. It's not my thing. Yes, some of these guys are super cool. Yes, the pictures look good. Yes, the videos look good. Great. But for the lifestyle I want to live, which is being a family man, this is not really good for me. And I'll be honest with you. I think some of these celebrities, the reason why they've cut with me and stuck with me is because they've actually admired that integrity and how I haven't been all about, I just want to cut you. And I've just been honest and said, look, this is the case, this is what I want to do and I can't do this. And I'll always try my best, but it's hard. I'm just being honest with them. And they They like that. So some of them actually want to cut more with me because I guess they're like, well, you know, he's honorable, he's respectful, he's reliable, he's not here on a hype, we can trust him. It's like, so they want that, you know, they enjoy that, you know, or enjoy that, or they like that. But it's like, for me, I'm just like, it's hard. It's hard. And that's why most of the time, there's a lot of times I've just said no to celebrities, but like, listen, I don't think I can do that. No, sorry, I can't do that. And it's not because I'm big, I'm this guy that's amazing. No, it's just because I know I can't serve you the same way I told that particular client last year. I can't serve you the way you need to be served. You know, so it's better for you to find someone else. And that is part of the reality of cutting celebrities. I may do a part 2 on this because there's probably a lot of things that I've actually just forgotten because I'm just talking to you guys, right? Just from the heart. Or maybe you've heard everything you need to hear. I don't know. Let me know in the comments either way. But this has been another episode of the SliderCuts Barber Business Podcast, where I talk all things barbering, business, and in between. And if you enjoy this conversation, then make sure you subscribe so you can hear this conversation, not this conversation, but make sure you can subscribe so you can hear more of these type of talks and conversations. And if you're an aspiring barber or a barber and you want some help, I have got a free community that you can join that will be in the link or the description of this talk. So click, join, and get closer and more of a SliderCuts experience. Peace.